This is Middle Class Matt from don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com, and I am the sports genius. Panthers played this Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm a big Panther fan. Now, a lot of people find that to be weird because of the way I predicted them to be in the season. When their schedule was put out, I had them at 8-8. Once they had made some off-season acquisitions that I liked but didn't love, I put them at 9-7 this season. I had people come on here and say, middle class, right in the comment box. They're going to win 11 or 12 games. Get mad at me. Call me a hater. Say that I'm down in the Panthers. I should be so down on Cam. Now, my predictions were that Cam would have a sophomore slump. I said that really won't matter that much because I think the offense is really good for the Panthers. And I think that even if he doesn't play quite as well as he did last year, the Panthers can still have a good season. Well, Cam is on the way to having that sophomore slump. Though it is surprising that he sort of got some criticism for his performance when he did have pretty good numbers. He threw for over 300 yards. He completed a high percentage, a really high percentage of his passes. But he did have only one touchdown and 2 interceptions. The one thing that really sticks out to me about his performance is not necessarily him, but other teams. I said as a sports genius, as a diehard Panther fan, that you can't do the same things this season. The NFL teams will pick up on it. Everyone is way too smart. And when Cam tried to run a touchdown in the red zone, 5-6 Buccaneers grabbed him and slammed him on the ground. Only a certain amount of time of that, and you'll get injured. Just ask Michael Vick. Speaking of Michael Vick, well, I don't see Michael Vick and Cam Newton as the same player. One thing I have noticed about the two is that Michael Vick has a huge arm and is a great athlete. So is Cam. Now, Cam's taller and has different things, and I think is probably going to be a much better quarterback than Vick. Don't get that wrong. Don't have people making comments about Vick that I think Vick's better or the same player. It's not the case. But one thing that Vick struggled, even when he had that cannon of an arm, is he could make his little dumps to the tight ends, and he could throw that long ball. But he had trouble with that 10 to 15 yard pass, and I really think Cam missed quite a few. Even if he hit some this last game, he missed quite a few that if he would have hit could have really turned this game around. But for me to pick the Panthers 8 or 9 wins now makes sense when you lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Anyone out there, this is what a Kool Aid drinker would sound like who's a Panther fan who's also a Kool Aid drinker. Well, Tampa Bay looks like a playoff team. They'll probably make the playoffs. The Panthers lost to a team that probably is going to have a losing record. That's the case. Now, see, I am the dose of reality, the dose of realism, the lethal injection of realism to the people who are drinking the Kool Aid full of optimism. I am a Panther fan, but I can see what they need to work on. And when you have 130 yards rushing, most of it between the tackles, that's what Tampa Bay put up on the Panthers, you have a problem. And I have been saying, Panthers, please draft a defensive tackle. Please get a big-time defensive tackle. And they have had shots in the last 2 drafts to bring in defensive tackles who are from the SEC, just game changers, and they haven't done it. Plus, while Josh Freeman didn't have a huge game, he completed some important passes, especially on 3rd down, and our corners really couldn't cover, though he didn't have a huge game. So that is a sign in the right direction that maybe the corners and safeties aren't as bad as I thought they were for the Panthers. But still, they need a corner and they need a defensive tackle. But I still think the Panthers are going to be a winning team this year. And while the offense looked horrid, only 10 points, they missed some opportunities, and the defense didn't look as bad as I thought they were, even though they don't really have a defensive tackle and they don't really have a corner. They have one corner, and I'm not saying they need 2 stud defensive tackles like the Detroit Lions, but it would be nice to have one, real stud in the middle. So the defense didn't play so bad. But this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is not a good team. I picked them winning 5 games. They may win more than that, but not a lot. And I don't think they're a winning team. This is not a winning team, and the Panthers lost to them 10-16. So the Panthers, for those who are selling the Panthers is going to have a terrible season and going to have a season like they did last season, not going to happen. They're going to have a winning season. They're going to probably win 8 or 9 games. But for those out there who are drinking that Kool Aid and saying they're going to win 11, 12 games, you saw this week that you are just drunk on the Kool Aid of optimism. This is Middle Class Matt. I cover the Panthers, the NFL, college. Check out my other videos. See you next time.